Just to give a brief round of introduction about myself. Myself, CA Vishal Jain. I'm a faculty of CA Financial Reporting and ACCA Financial Reporting and Strategic Business Reporting. I qualified chartered consultancy back in 2017, and post that I have been teaching to students of ACCA and CA Final. Also, I was associated with KPMG India as well as KPMG Dubai. As of now, I'm teaching full-time to students, and also I'm a guest faculty at Christ University, Bangalore. So this is a quick round of introduction about myself. Now, coming to our orientation of FR course, just allow me to share my screen. Okay, so now this is your introduction about the FR paper. Guys, you must understand that in this crowd, in our students' audience, basically, there can be a lot of students from different segments. Some students can come from the direct route of knowledge level. They would have appeared for knowledge level financial accounting. Some students would have come from CA Inter. Some students would have come from graduation background. Okay, so there will be mix and match of all of those. Okay, just quickly, can you please tell me which students belong to which category, so that I just assess that what is the mix of the students. Knowledge, okay, you are MBA route, okay. So others, can you please confirm, guys? Knowledge level, okay. MCom, graduation, BCom second year, okay. MBA. Anyone from CA background? CA, IPSC, Kiran, okay, very good. BCom, okay, so just I was correct in making that assumption. Thanks all of you. So okay, now don't you worry from whichever background you are. Don't worry at all. Okay, what I will be doing is I assume that you guys are totally blank. You are not having any understanding about IFRS or financial reporting paper, and I'll be discussing it from the very scratch. Okay, so don't you worry. But only thing which I will expect from you guys is 100% cooperation. Whatever assignments I'm giving you, you have to do it. You have to attend live classes. If you do these things, that's a guaranteed success, guys. But you have to at least follow my guidelines. That's all. Now, coming to the understanding of the syllabus, see, our BPP material has divided, or our ACCA has divided our syllabus into 5 parts, basically. One is conceptual and regulatory framework. Part B is accounting for transactions in financial statements, which is nothing but your IFRS, IAS/IFRS. Now, part C is analysis and interpretation of financial statements. Okay, and part D is preparation of financial statements. This preparation of financial statements can be single entity or group accounting. Okay, it can be anything. It can be anything. Now coming to course structure. See, we will not be following this pattern. Rather, what I have done is I have broken down these pattern into blocks. Okay. Now these blocks are our targets. So we'll be studying block wise. Now we have to study 8 blocks basically. Now this 8 blocks is basically what I have done is I have made a family of chapters. Okay, the chapters which are of same orient. Okay, I have made it into one block. We'll come to that as well, Kuldeep. Now, block 1 we will discuss today, that is orientation of financial reporting, and then non-current assets, leases, conceptual framework. Block 2 will be revenue, government grants, financial instruments, and regulatory reporting. Block 3 will be interpretation of financial statements. Okay, block 4 will be provisions, events after reporting date, accounting policies, forex. Forex is impact of foreign exchange rates, impact of changes in foreign exchange rates, income taxes, inventories, and biological assets. Block 5 is group accounting. Block 6 is again interpretation. Okay, now what is the difference between this interpretation and this interpretation? There's specifically no difference. Why I'm writing here in block 3 again and again in block 6? Because I want to start this chapter, because interpretation of financial statement is a chapter which require lots and lots of practice. The more you practice, the more better you become. Okay, so that's the reason why I have to start this chapter here and not wait for the last moment to complete this chapter. Okay, I'll complete this chapter here itself, and then again I'll take up your queries and the remaining part of this chapter again at block 6. Now, and block 7 is preparation of single entity financial statements, and block 8 is the remaining chapters. So these are the 8 blocks. Now, how are we going to move ahead in these chapters? How are we going to move ahead in these chapters? Guys, understand that we will go block wise. First, we'll go block wise. Okay. Now, what we will do is after completion of each block, we'll conduct a test. Okay. Now, when we are conducting a test after block 1, the test will be for block 1. After block 2, the test will be for block 1 and block 2. After block 3, the test will be for block 1, 2, and 3. So it will go cumulative. Okay. So a bare minimum of 8 to 10 tests we have to give. I'm not putting pressure on anyone to give the test, but it's my recommendation to give the test. Okay. It's my recommendation to give the test. But it's your choice to appear for it or not. Okay. If you appear, it will be good for you. If you don't appear, it will not be good for you. Okay. So you have to decide. Now, exam pattern. So exam pattern is the question paper will be divided into 3 parts: section A, section B, and section C. Now, section A will be 15 objective type questions of 2 marks each. That gives you a total of 30 marks. Now, section B will also be 15 objective type questions of 2 marks each, again of 30 marks. Now, question comes up: what is the difference? What is the difference between section A and section B? So, difference is here all 15 questions, all 15 objective type questions are independent of each other. Okay, but here the case is not the same. What will happen is there will be 3 case studies. Three case studies. Okay. Now, each case study will have 5 objective type questions, which will be interlinked. Okay, but 3 case studies will be independent of each other. Okay, so basically, what is the division of marks? So division of marks will be 3 case studies multiplied by 5 questions, 5 objective type questions per case study is equals to 15 objective type questions of 2 marks each, which gives you a total of 30 marks. Section C will have 2 questions. Okay, so we'll have 2 questions: question number 31 and question number 32. Now, why 31 and 32 I'm writing? See, 15 question here, 15 question here, 15, 15, 30. This is 31 and 32. Now, 31 will be the question number 31 will come from interpretation of financial statements. Okay, and question number 32 will come from either preparation of financial statements. Okay, now this can be either from single entity or group accounting. So this is how your exam pattern will be divided. Tell me, guys, is that clear, everyone? Is that clear to everyone? The exam pattern is clear to everyone? Whatever we discussed so far is clear to everyone? Anyone have any concerns? Fair enough. Now, the success formula. What is the formula for success in FR paper? Guys, you must understand, out of all the papers of skill level, okay, FR paper is the paper in which it is easiest to score a position or a rank. The one should not target to score a rank, but definitely one should the target should be to give our best. If you are getting a rank, well and good. If you're not getting a rank, well and good. But you should give your best. That's what should be your expectation. But what I'm trying to emphasize is it's easy to score a rank. And if you get a rank, your visibility will be totally different. Okay. Now, what you have to do? To secure a good mark? To secure good marks, first thing, attend live classes. attend live classes only. Please do not depend on recorded lectures. Please do not depend on recorded lectures. Okay. Please do not depend on recorded lectures. Though you have an option to watch recorded lectures, but do not depend on that. Okay. Why I'm emphasizing on live classes? The reason for that is, see, in the live classes, you do have an option to interact with me and discuss all your queries then and there and get it resolved, right? But when you are attending a video lecture, you will have to text me your queries, right? You will have to text me your queries if you have any, right? Then you have to discuss your queries. I might take some time to revert, right? Maybe a day or two time. So I might take some time to revert as well. So again, that momentum gets killed, right? So always attend live classes and get your query resolved, and you will enjoy the classes. I promise that you will enjoy the classes. Okay. Now, attend live classes. Revise the class. Revise the class from my notes, and DPP workbook. Okay. Solve all the assignments. Solve all the assignments. Appear all the tests. Appear all the tests. See now, these tests which I'm taking. Understand the intent behind the test. The intent of taking this test is not to make you realize that where you stand. No, I don't want to make you realize that where you stand. I don't want to make you realize where you stand. I want to make you realize. I want to you to learn new things. What happens basically when we read our textbook? Okay, we think that okay, this sir has taught, this sir has taught, this sir has taught. I know everything. But when you go and solve tests, when you go and solve questions, you will definitely learn new things. You will definitely learn new things. Okay. Now understand that in the syllabus there are a definite set of mistakes which you can make. If you are making those mistakes before exam, definitely you will not repeat those mistakes in the exam, right? So better do as much as mistakes as you can do before the exams. It's better to do the mistake before the exams rather than doing mistake in the exam. Because if you do a mistake in the exam, it will cost you something. But if you do a mistake before the exam, it will give you something. Okay. So it's better to make mistake before exam, not in the exam. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. Now, one more thing. What you have to do. Take a print of that I write here. Okay, this is success formula. Okay, now class notes and workbook and practice kit. Guys, in the class we will be referring. In the class we will be referring to BPP workbook and practice kit. If anyone wants to use any different book, they are free to use. No foundation. But yes, in the class I will be referring solely to BPP workbook and practice kit. I will not be referring any other book in the class. Okay, definitely if you have any queries from any other book also, I will be able to take. I'll be taking it up. Okay, but yes, in the class I will be referring to this book. Okay, now whenever any reference I have to give, I will give reference to this book. Okay, now, so this is the first point. Second point, the class notes. See, whenever you sit in the class, you have to come with a pen and a paper. Okay, if you have your material, you should definitely you should carry that one as well. Now, class notes. You should write all the notes while studying in the class. Okay, because why? Because it will increase your retention power. But yes, wherever you feel that there are a lot of theory notes which is being written, like this one, like the orientation, don't write that. Don't write that. I will be sending the notes. I will be sending the notes after every class. I'll be sending the notes after every class. So don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, you can copy it down after the class, or you can take a print of it. Okay. So as you feel is fine for you. That you have to, I am leaving that option to you guys, how you want it to be done. Okay. But I'll be sending the class notes after every class. Third thing, take a print of all exam, all past papers, their suggested answers, and their examiner report and examiner's report. You'll not require this now. As of now, you'll not require it. Okay, but yes, you will require after, you can say, we complete 5 or 10 classes. You will require this. But when we require, I want it to be ready with you guys. Okay, you should not struggle then. You should not struggle then. It should be ready with you. Okay. Now, this is one thing. Now, next thing. Next thing is study format. Study format. Your study format should be cumulative study. The study format should be cumulative study. What is the meaning of cumulative study? There are two meanings of this one. One is chapter wise, and one is block wise. Let's suppose we are discussing a chapter called leases. Okay, and it takes 3 classes. Okay, it takes 3 classes. So how you will revise? After class 1, you will revise class 1. After class 2, you will revise class 1 plus 2. After class 3, you will revise class 1 plus class 2 plus class 3. Now block wise. Let's suppose we complete block 1. Block 1, which is of around, let's suppose, 6 classes. Okay, let's suppose. Okay, now what you have to do? Again, first class. Before coming to second class, you have to revise second, again, first plus second plus third, right? Now, after completing every block, there are 6 blocks, right? There are 6 blocks. There are 6 blocks. 6 or 8. How many blocks have there? 8 blocks. Or I'll write here 8 blocks. There are 8 blocks, right? So after completing every block, again you have to revise it, right? So after completing block 1, you have to revise block 1. After completing block 2, you have to revise block 1 plus block 2. After completing block 3, you have to revise block 1 plus block 2 plus block 3, and so on, so forth. So on, so forth. You have to complete revise block 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. So this is the way you have to go. Is it clear, everyone, the study format? In physical copy, I'm telling Kajol. This should be the study format. This should be the study format. If you follow this study format, guys, I can guarantee there's nothing stopping you from scoring a very good marks in the exam. From scoring good marks in the exam. Tell me, guys, if you want to discuss anything in this till here so far, let me know. Further, one more thing, syllabus. We will be completing our syllabus by 20th of November. By 20th of November, we will be completing syllabus. Okay. Now, further, I'll tell you one thing, that we will require at least 10 extra classes. Apart from weekend classes, we will require 10 extra classes. Okay. Now, these 10 extra classes I will conduct on weekdays. These extra classes I conduct on weekdays. Now, you have to tell me how exactly you guys want. I will give you 2 options. I will give you 2 options. Either I can start it from the next week itself. One day I will conduct every day, one day in the week, in the evening time I can conduct. Okay. Or what I'll do is 2 classes per week from, you can say, by October mid, I can start. Tell me how you guys want it to be. But see, because the thing is, completing the syllabus within these weekend classes fully will not be possible, or the quality will be compromised, right? And I really don't want to compromise on the quality, even if it takes a longer hours. I will do that. But yes, I want to maintain the quality of the classes. Okay. So once a week, fair enough. I'll just work out on the day on which I can conduct a class. But if you have any preference, you can definitely give me the preference and the timing. Okay, so accordingly we can work out of that and move ahead with it. Okay, now, okay, so this is what we have. Sure, even I will prefer evening classes, because morning is already scheduled for me. So in the evening is only the option left with us. But yes, we have to work out on the timings and the day and the timings. Okay, now this is all about the orientation about the FR course. Now, if you have any queries about the FR course, if you want to discuss anything with me about the course, about the FR course, okay, you can definitely ping me here. I'll definitely try to solve your query. If not, then I'll move on to our block 1. Block 1. Tell me guys, do you have any queries? Thanks, Sahil. What does FR emphasize upon? Okay, very good question. Let me focus that as well. Perspective of FR. Now, guys, tell me, like many of you have come from knowledge level background, right? Knowledge level. So in knowledge level, at knowledge level, you would have studied financial accounting, right? Then the students who have come from graduation or MCOM background, they would have studied, you can say financial reporting or accounting, whatever is the name. Okay, they would have also studied financial accounting or financial reporting as well if they have done MCOM, right? Financial accounting or reporting, they would have studied there. Now, if someone is from CA inter background, then they would have studied accounts and advanced accounts. Accounts and advanced accounts, right? Now, for all these, what is the knowledge that you have got so far? So far, you have understood, okay, what is a journal entry? What is a journal entry? What is ledger? What is trial balance? What is how to prepare financial statements from the trial balance? Right? This is what you would have studied. This is what you would have studied. Now, in FR, in financial reporting, what you will study? You will study this one. You will study first. You study how to account for specific transactions. So now, for each transaction, there is a separate set of standard, which is called IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS. Okay. Now, so which is be covered by IAS, International Accounting Standards, or IFRS. Okay, how to account for specific transactions. Now, basically, you will understand how to pass the journal entry. How to pass the journal entry, you will understand. Okay, then you will understand how to prepare financial statements. How to prepare financial statements. See, you have already understood how to prepare financial statements here, right? You have already studied how to prepare financial statements. This is an advanced version of it. Okay, that's all, nothing else. This is just an advanced version of it. Advanced version of what you have studied. Okay, studied with application of knowledge of IAS oblique IFRS. Now, what is the meaning of this one? The meaning is, if you have understood this point clearly, this is the cakewalk for you. And due to this reason, you will see here where I have kept the preparation of financial statement. See, I have kept it at the end. Why? Because if you have studied about all the IAS IFRS, this will be a cakewalk for you. The easiest chapter will be. It will be easiest chapter for you, and a short 20 marks question is there in the exam. See here, section C, preparation of financial statements. Short 20 marks. This is 20 marks, and this is also 20 marks. Short 20 marks is there. Is it clear? Now, one more thing. You have to interpret the financial statements. Basically, you need to understand how to read the financial statements, how to read between the lines. See, basically what happens so far, what we have studied is, if some line says that, okay, you have to account for specific transactions, you will read it directly, okay, we have to account for specific transactions, but there might be a meaning between that, which is hidden, which is not explicit, which is hidden. You have to understand that hidden meaning as well. That is called interpret the financial statements. Interpret the financial statements. Okay, you have to do an analysis. So it is called analysis and interpretation of the financial statements. Right? So this is what we will study here. See, interpretation of the financial statements. So again, 20 marks, short. So this is what you have to study. Is it clear now, Safa? Safa, is it clear? Okay, fair enough. Now, Kuldeep has a query that I have always prepared captain, kit, and text for my exams. Yeah, so see, guys, you must understand that captain and BPP both are equally good. Okay, both are equally good. So it's not that BPP is better and captain is not good, or captain is better and BPP is not good. Both are equally better. Okay, for your notes, for your revision, my notes are more than sufficient, because it will have all the examples or the questions either from Kaplan or BPP. Okay, but I will be giving reference to BPP. But yes, if there is a good example in Kaplan, I do take it up in the class. Okay, but I'll not specifically mention that it's from Kaplan, but I will discuss that in the class. Okay, so whichever book you are referring to, irrespective of the you are using Kaplan or BPP, irrespective of that, my class will be solely upon the financial reporting, the knowledge, conceptual knowledge. Okay, questions I will discuss from BPP. If anyone has any specific queries from Kaplan, I will definitely take it up. Okay, I don't have any queries. I'm not restricted specific to any specific material. Okay, but yes, the reference should be BPP for me. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Definitely, I'll help you with the Excel practice as well, Kuldeep. Your 100% FR, for FR, 100% responsibility is mine. So you should not worry about anything. For FR, your 100% responsibility is mine, and you should not worry anything about that. Anything, not even a single thing you should have to worry. It's just whatever assignments I'm giving, that you have to solve. Whatever classes I'm taking, you have to revise. That is the only expectation I have from you. Rest all will be taken care by me. Rest all will be taken care by me. Is that clear, everyone? Attend live classes, revise all your classes, and solve all your assignments. This is the only 3 expectations. In return, I can give you all you want. Tell me, guys, will you do it? Come on, guys. Why so dull? First class, the josh should be very high. Yes. Good. And again, one more thing I'll discuss before I start my class. This session should be an interactive one. It's not that I am delivering the lecture and you guys are just listening. Please, guys, please be interactive. Discuss with me. Whether you are right, you are wrong, doesn't matter to me. Your answers matter to me. Okay, you should give your answers, whether right or wrong, doesn't matter, guys. At least try. What's the max it will happen? It will be wrong. Fine, you will learn something new. But at least try, interact in the class, discuss things with me. Okay, if you have any queries, ask it then and there. I might not take up all the queries. I might park some queries. So if I'm parking some queries for the time being, please understand that there is a reason why I'm parking it off. Okay, so but yes, whatever is possible, I'll definitely take up all the queries. Okay, but do give me the liberty to park some queries for future. Okay, because there might be certain topics which I'm not discussing in detail as of now, because that has to be discussed in detail in the later chapters. Okay, so just give me that liberty. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Now, so starting with the first chapter of block 1, that is non-current assets. That is non-current assets. Now, guys, tell me, what do you understand by the term non-current assets? What do you understand by the term non-current assets? What do you understand by the term non-current assets? Come on, guys. Tangible long-term assets which cannot be instantly be liquidated. Very good, very good. Assets which are held for more than the accounting period. Okay, assets which cannot be converted into cash within 12 months. Okay, very good, very good. Now, okay, before I start the discussion of non-current assets, I'll tell you, for every chapter I make this. What is this? What is this? These are the topics that we have to cover in this chapter. Okay, these are topics which we have to cover in this chapter. Okay, now when you are revising the chapters, you just need to refer this one. You just need to refer this one and revise it. Okay, meaning and classification. Okay, just read the topic or meaning and classification. You have to revise in your brain. Okay, you have to ask your brain the answers. Your brain will give you answers. Okay, just this is the questions. Then how will you do initial measurement? How will you do subsequent measurement? This is how you have to revise. Okay, now let me start the discussion. First point is meaning and classification of non-current assets. Just give me a minute. Wait, and just give me a minute. Got it. Okay. Now, non-current assets. Understand, guys, that non-current assets are of three types. Sorry, two types. Non-current assets are of two types. One is tangible non-current assets, and another is intangible. Intangible non-current assets. Tangible non-current assets and intangible non-current assets. Okay, so these are two types of non-current assets. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between tangible and intangible? I believe you must be aware of this one. Tell me what is the difference between tangible and intangible? Tell me, guys. Tangible can be felt, seen. Okay, and what about intangible? It can't be felt or seen. We can feel that, right? Non-tangible cannot be seen. Okay, what is the example of non-tangible? Intangible. It's not non-tangible, it's intangible. What is the example of intangible? Goodwill. Okay, patent. Okay, or you can say a software application in a mobile phone, right? That is also intangible. Can't you see that? We see that, right? So the basic difference, if someone asks what is the difference between tangible and intangible, is physical substance. Is physical substance. Okay, you can write here. This is just this has just a minute. This has physical substance, and this does not have physical substance. Okay, intangible does not have physical substance. No physical substance. No physical substance. Okay, no physical substance. Now, again, coming on to tangible non-current assets. This is also again divided into two parts. What is the classification for that? The classification is again into property, plant, and equipment. And another classification is investment property. Investment property. Okay. Now we have to understand the difference between these two as well. And this is the very important and crucial classification and the difference that you have to understand. Okay. Now, before I start the discussion into that, just tell me what are the IFRS or IAS number which covers all these three. So the IFRS numbers are, this is covered by IAS 16, this is covered by IAS 40, and this is covered by IAS 38. Okay. Do we require IAS number in the exam? No, we don't require IAS number in the exam. Not at all, not at all. Okay, so what I'll do is, rather than writing here, I'll write it in the corner. Okay. Now let's understand the meaning of this. Okay, just for reference purposes, I have written the standard number, but it is not required for the exam. Okay, if you can't recall the numbers or the names, it's fine. Numbers are not required for the exam. Okay, but yes, I will keep on writing the in my classes, so that if something is retained in your mind, it's good. It's good. Okay. Now let us discuss the meaning of property, plant, and equipment, meaning of investment property, and then the difference between the two. Okay. So what is the meaning of property, plant, and equipment? It says any tangible assets held, or you can say any tangible non-current assets held for use in production. Okay, I will write it like this. What is the meaning? So I'll write the meaning like this, so that it becomes easy for you. Held for use in production or supply of goods oblique services. Okay, now second is for admin purposes. Or for third is rental to others. Now, what is the meaning of investment property in that case? Investment property. Okay. Now it says any land, building, or both, okay, if acquired for a purpose of rental to others, or for capital appreciation, is called as investment property. Now, I think so far you were already aware of, right? So far you were already aware of it. See, Safa, if you want, definitely you should write this. If you take my recommendation, yes, you should write this. Okay, but that's a call that you have to take. Okay. Now, but I will be sharing these notes after the class. Now it's a call that you have to take. If you want to write, you can write. If you don't want to write, you cannot write. Okay. But yes, as per my recommendation, you should write it along with me, because it increases the retention power. Okay. Now, let me explain this now. See what happens. Property, plant, equipment. Let's suppose this mobile phone. Let's suppose this mobile phone that I'm using. Okay. This laptop that I'm using to teach you guys. Okay. This iPad that I'm using to teach you guys. Okay. This camera, this monitor to see your queries, right? So everything I'm using to teach you guys, right? To educate you guys. Now, tell me, what is the purpose behind this? What is the purpose behind this? Tell me guys, what is the purpose behind this? I'm using these assets in generating revenue for the company. I'm using these assets in the supply of services. I'm using these assets in the supply of services. These assets are helping me in supplying the services, right? In supplying services to my students, right? So these are property, plant and equipment for me. These are property, plant and equipment for me, right? Now let's suppose this studio which I've taken, okay? I'm using this studio for recording my videos, for taking classes, right? For taking classes. Now this is again helping me in supplying my services. Okay, this is again helping me in supplying my services, right? Now again, I do have a corporate office as well. I do have a corporate office as well, right? Where the finance team sits, Now, where the finance team sits, right? Is it helping me in generating revenue? No, that's helpful. That's doing admin works, right? Administrative works. So that's also my property, plant and equipment, right? That's also my property, plant and equipment. You know what the challenge? Where the challenge comes up? The challenge comes up here. This is the challenge. Property, plant and equipment also has rental to others, and land and building also has rental to others. Now, this is a overlapping area. How do we change the classification? How do we determine the classification? How do we determine the classification? So the classification is determined like this. This rental to others talks specifically about plant and equipment and not the property. And this rental to others talks about properties. What is the property? Land, building, or both. Land, building, or both. Property. Property. Now, is it clear now? Tell me, is it clear now? Everyone, the classification is clear to all of you. Tell me, is the classification of property, plant and equipment and investment property and the difference between the both is clear to all of you? Tell me, guys. Come on, guys. Tell me. Okay. Let me see who are understood. Okay. Let's have a quick round of quiz session. Okay. Just let me. Assessment. Practice. One is a building used for corporate office purposes. Tell me, what is it called as? Property, plant and equipment or investment property? Okay. Okay, still there are students who are saying that this is called investment property. Okay. Now tell me, guys, building used for corporate office purposes. Is any rental income coming? Is any rental income coming? Tell me, is it for self-use or for rental? Tell me, is it for self-use or for rental? Is it for self-use or for rental? Whenever any building is for self-use, whenever any building is for self-use, that is called property, plant, and equipment. Tell me, is it clear now? Is it clear now? Okay, now building given on rental to others. What is it called as? Just 1 minute, Sahil. After this question, I'll take up your query. Tell me, building given on rental to others. Investment property. Okay. Investment property. Now, another question. Okay, computer equipment given on rental to others. What is it called as? Who is IS 40? No one will say me IS number again. Kuldeep Rana, don't mention IS number. Okay. PPE, everyone. Okay, very good. PPE. Now again, machinery given on rental to others. Tell me. PPE. PPE. Okay. Now, land given on rental to others. Khushbu Gala, PPE. Okay, now, Khushbu, you mentioned that this is a PPE, but tell me how come land is a property given on rental? See, property given on rental is an investment property. It's an investment property. It's an investment property. Right? Understood, Khushbu now? Now, machinery used for production of goods. Tell me, machinery used for production of goods. PPE. Okay. Now, land acquired for capital appreciation. Land acquired for capital appreciation. Investment property. Very good. Now, machinery acquired for capital appreciation. Let me see who can answer this correctly. I'll come to your query, Muskan. Just let me finish this question. PPE. Guys, come on. This question itself is wrong. How can you acquire a depreciating asset for appreciation? Machinery is a depreciating asset. Guys, understand, in investment property, only land or building or both can come. No equipments can come in investment property. The name itself says property. What is the meaning of property? Property means land, building, or both. Either land or building or both. Is it clear, guys, everyone? Seventh point, please. Okay, seventh point. Land acquired for capital appreciation. Okay, let's suppose I acquired a land. Okay, I'm not using that land. Land is vacant. Okay, the land is vacant. Okay, if I'm using the land, it will be PPE. I'm not using the land. I've acquired the land and kept it off. Okay, so that my value will increase. The value will increase, right? The value of the land which was there. Okay, I'll give you a real life example. I was auditing one of the real estate company. Okay, had office in they acquired a land in Nariman Point, Mumbai. Okay, 25 years back. 25 years back. Now the value 25 years back and the value if I compare today, have increased 100x times. Have increased 100x times. Okay. Now, why? Why they purchased the land that time? Why? Tell me. They were not occupying that land. They were not using the land for their own purposes. It was just a vacant land. Investment purposes, right? That's the reason. Investment purpose, and that is a property. So that's called investment property. That's called investment property. Is it clear now? Seventh point, everyone. Okay. Sahil, you had a query. Please tell me. Machinery acquired. One point, building used for corporate purposes. Okay, tell me what is the query in this one? Corporate office purposes. That's part of admin purpose. Yes, exactly. That's part of admin purpose. Okay. Machinery acquired for capital prison is not a logical question. Okay, now that's all. So I believe you have understood the meaning and the difference between investment property and property plant equipment. Is that clear to everyone? The difference between what is a property plant equipment and what is a investment property, is that clear to everyone? Anyone has any queries in this point? That this forms the base, guys. This forms the base that you have to differentiate which one is the PPE and which one is IP. You have to understand the base itself. Tell me, guys, is that clear, everyone? Anyone has any queries? Okay, if anyone wants to write anything till here so far, they can write. I'm waiting here for 2 minutes. Tell me where, if you want me to go up, I can do that. Tell me if anyone wants to write, otherwise I'll go ahead in the class. Sure, I'm waiting. Let me know once done. No, Subham, you are not required to. Till June 2022 is sufficient. Not required to buy new. There is no change in the syllabus. There is no change in the syllabus, okay? Except few minor changes, okay, which I'll cover in the class, and that's more than sufficient, okay? No, not required to spend again 3.5K for new book. Nothing is required to be purchased. If you have till June 2022, that's fine. Neither kit nor workbook. Can you move ahead, guys? Fair enough. Let's start discussing now. Okay. Now, once we have understood the difference between PPE and IP, now from here we'll start our chapter. We'll discuss first the full property, plant and equipment. Then we'll discuss the full investment property, and then we'll discuss the full intangible assets. Okay. So these are the three standards which you should understand. And now, but understand one thing. If you have understood any one of these standards, like I will start with property, plant, equipment. If you have understood property, plant, and equipment properly, the rest too is a cakewalk. Exactly the same. All of them are exactly the same. All of them are exactly the same. Satish, again, that depends upon how you are using it. If you are using the oil field to extract oil, that's a property, plant, and equipment for you. If you have given it on rental to others, that's an investment property for you. Okay, use, it depends upon the use. Now, so we will be starting with a chapter called property, plant, and equipment. Okay, property, plant, and equipment. Property, plant, and equipment. This is discussed in IAS 16. Okay, now we will discuss all of these things in this one. All of these things we'll discuss in this one. meaning initial measurement, or you can say recognition principle. Let's start with meaning. Meaning. So you already know the meaning of property, plant, equipment, right? What is the meaning of property, plant, equipment? Property, plant, and equipment are tangible assets. Are tangible assets held for use. Okay, or I can held for use in production or supply of goods oblique services, okay, then held for use in admin purposes, then held for rental purposes, rental to others. Okay, now just a minute. Again, you can write having a life more than 12 months. Having life more than 12 months. Okay, is the definition of property, plant, and equipment. Is the definition of property, plant, and equipment. Meaning or definition. I hope this is clear to you, all of you. The meaning is clear to all of you. I hope the meaning is clear to all of you. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Coming to second point is recognition principle. Recognition principle. Okay. What is the meaning of recognition principle? What is the meaning of recognition principle? Okay. Recognition principle is basically a selection criteria. Basically, a selection criteria. Okay. Now, see, there are two things. Whenever you want to take admission in any college, there are two things. One is the eligibility, and another is the selection. Okay. Let's suppose if you have to apply for graduation in Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi. Okay. You have to be 12th for graduation. You have to be 12th pass, right? That's an eligibility criteria. But solely if you are 12 passed, can you go and apply? Can you is it possible that you will get into SRCC? No, right? It's not possible. You have to score a certain definite set of percentage also, right? What is the cutoff selection criteria, right? So if both of them are fulfilled, it is then only you can get into SRCC, right? Tell me, guys, yes or no? Right now, so that's what is recognition principle as well. See, it means that though if these three conditions are any of these three conditions are satisfied, it will be tangible. It will be property, plant, equipment. It will be property, plant, and equipment. But that doesn't mean that these property, plant, and equipment will be recognized in the financial statements. Okay. So what is the recognition principle? Means criteria to be fulfilled for PPE to be recognized in financial statements. Okay. Now, before I discuss this one, tell me what is the meaning of assets? What is the meaning of assets? Assets are economic resource, or assets are resource which will lead to economic benefits, right, in the future, which will lead to future economic benefits to the entity, right? Tell me yes or no. Which will lead to future economic benefits to the entity. Tell me yes or no. That's the definition of an asset, right? Now, so the criteria is not different. Criteria is, or recognition principle is, Recognition principle is future economic benefits are probable. It's not saying it's certain. It should be probable. I'm not saying it should be certain, but it should be probable. Okay. And I'm saying and. I'm not saying or. I'm saying and. Okay. Here it is or. Here it is or. Here it is or. Okay. And I'm saying and. And cost should be measured reliably. Cost should be measured reliably. Cost should be measured reliably. If these two conditions are satisfied, it is then only we can recognize any property, plant, and equipment in the financial statements. Tell me, guys, is that clear, everyone? Is it clear, everyone? Theoretically, is it clear? Definitely, we'll take up examples now. Tell me, is it clear so far? Okay, fair enough. Now, let us take up certain examples, okay? Now, future economic benefits cost. Life. And purpose. Classification. Particulars. Future benefits. Cost. Classification. Okay, let me see how many of you understood the concepts. Okay, it will cover all the concepts here. Now, I've acquired a land. So the purpose is rental to others. Life is indefinite. Okay, because it's a land. The life of the land is indefinite. Future economic benefits are probable. Okay, cost is $100,000. Tell me what's the classification. Classification and recognition. Okay, so I can write recognized as investment property. Okay, now machinery, rental to others. Life is 5 years. The future economics are probable. Cost is $10,000. Tell me. So I write here recognized as property, plant, and equipment. Now again I write here laptop, self-use. Okay, 3 years. Future economic benefits are probable. Cost is gift. Tell me. So you can write here PPE, but cannot be recognized. Tell me, is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Are you understanding this point? No. Okay. Camera. Self-use. 2 years. Not probable. Dollar 1500. Tell me. Tell me what should be the answer. PPE but not recognized. Very good. PPE but not recognized. Okay. Now, are you understanding, guys? Okay. I'll take up one more question. One more question. Okay, and that is keyboard. Keyboard. Self-use. Let's suppose life is not iPad or something less than a year. Something which is a life of less than a year. Watch. The company has purchased a watch. The life is, let's suppose, 8 months. Now, probable $10,500. Tell me. Not recognized or something else, Sahib? Not PPE. Not a PPE. Not a PPE. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear, everyone? Guys, is that clear, everyone? Anyone had any queries so far? Camera, okay. Self-use, okay. Self-use life is 2 years. Means it what? It is a PPE, right? It is a PPE, SEPA, right? But see, future economic benefits are not probable. Okay. Why specifically not probable? I'm not discussing that. Okay. But just in the written the question, it's not probable. Okay. Basically, it might be the case that the company has purchased some another camera, and this camera is of no use now. So there is no future economic benefits from this camera. Okay. No future economic benefits from this camera. Okay. Future economic benefits are not probable. Okay. Now, and the cost to purchase this one was 1500. So see, ideally this is a property, plant and equipment. Ideally, this is a property, plant and equipment. But since it is not satisfying my recognition principle, it will not be recognized. Is it clear now? Safa, is it clear? Held for rental is also PP. Yes, held for rental is also PP. But you have to write here, held for rental only plant and equipment. Property and strike of property. Property held for rental is investment property. I hope it is clear to everyone now. Okay, fair enough. Now, let's take a break of 10 minutes now. Okay, and then we'll resume back. Okay, guys. Let's resume back, guys. Let's resume back. Is everyone back from break? Okay, let's start our discussion further. Now, point number 3 is initial measurement principle. Measurement principle. Guys, understand one thing. Understand one thing. In whichever standards we study, okay, for all the standards, we have to study few things: recognition principle, measurement principle, and disclosures. Okay, disclosures are not required at financial reporting F7 stage. Disclosures are not required. At least recognition principle and measurement principle are required at financial reporting stage. Okay, so for every standards that we study, IAS 16 or IAS 38 or IAS 40 or any standards, be it anything, be it anyone, okay, we have to study the recognition principle and the measurement principle. These two are the principles which we have to understand. Okay, for all the standards. Now, so we have already understood the recognition principle. Now we'll start with the measurement principle. Now, measurement principle. Measurement can be initial measurement, and can be subsequent measurement. Why subsequent measurement? Because the life is more than 1 year, right? So the asset has to be carried forward over years, over more than a year. So at each reporting date, at each subsequent reporting date, how will the asset be measured? That is called subsequent measurement. Subsequent measurement. Okay, initial measurement and subsequent measurement. Now, what is the meaning of initial measurement? What is the meaning of initial measurement? Initial measurement means what? The measurement at the time of purchase. The measurement at the time of purchase. Now, whenever you are purchasing any asset, at what price will you record the asset? So you will record the asset at purchase price. Yeah, you can say minus any trade discounts or rebates, trade discount or rebates. Okay, now you can write here, add any non-refundable taxes, okay, plus any other directly attributable costs, incurred to bring the asset in the location and condition intended by management. Now, what is the meaning of this one? Okay, before I discuss this one, I want to discuss one more point with you guys. This is point number 3, right? I'll come back to this point definitely. But before I discuss this point, I want to discuss one more point. Okay, now tell me one thing. So let's suppose asset. Question is, how are assets acquired? What is the answer for that? The answer is you can say through purchase, definitely through purchase. You can purchase the asset, or you can internally construct the asset. Construction or development. Internal construction or development, right? And the third again can be, tell me, exchange. And the fourth can be business combination. Let me explain this point first, and then I'll move on to measurement principle. Now, see, whenever if I have to purchase, if let's suppose if I have to purchase this mobile phone, okay, if I want this mobile phone, how can I take this mobile phone? First, I can go to the shop and I purchase it all. First point. Agree? Second, I'll internally manufacture this mobile phone. Definitely not possible for me, but yes, for let's suppose for an asset, for any other assets like flat, I can internally construct, right? Like my home. I can purchase a well-constructed home, or I can construct a home also, right? Other thing. Let's suppose again I need this mobile phone. One way is purchase. Another way is I will give my old phone, and in exchange I take a new phone, right? Tell me yes or no. Tell me yes or no. Now the fourth point is business combination. What is the meaning of business combination? Though I'll not explain in detail as of now, we'll park it. But just I'll give you a quick, brief introduction about what is business combination. Let's suppose if I acquire a company, if I purchase any company, all the assets and liabilities belonging to that company is also mine now. If I acquire the company, then all the assets and liabilities in that company is mine, is my assets and liabilities, right? That is also one of the methods of acquiring a asset. Right? Now, so these are the ways of acquiring an asset. Now, we will not be studying about exchange as of now. We'll study about business combination later on in group accounting. When we study group accounting, it is then we'll study about business combination in group accounting. Not now, but yes, definitely I'll give you understanding about it. Okay, so whenever you acquire any assets in business combination, we record that at fair value. Okay, we're not discussing about exchange and purchase and internal construction. Whenever we purchase or we internally develop, we record it at purchase price plus the logic that I've given below. Discussed below, I write here. Discussed below. 0.3, not 0.1, 0.3. Okay, this is discussion 0.3. Okay. I hope this will give you a better understanding of the things, right? Tell me, guys. Is it clear now? Fair enough. Now, okay. Now moving on to measurement principle. Let's discuss measurement principle now. Initial measurement. Okay. Okay. Now, initial measurement at purchase price. First, whatever is the purchase price, I will record that. Okay, and I believe this one is clear to all of you. Purchase price. Second, any trade discount and rebates. Now, what is the meaning of this one? Let's suppose you purchased any. Let's suppose I purchased this phone. Okay, I purchased this phone. Okay, and I purchased this phone at a discount. Okay, the price was, let's suppose 40,000, and I purchased it at let's suppose 38,000. So that discount I will have to reduce from the cost. This discount I have to reduce from the cost. Okay, this discount I have to reduce from the cost. But now you have to be careful about one thing. You have to reduce only trade discount. If there is any cash discount, not to be adjusted. Cash discount not to be adjusted. I hope it is clear. Now, plus any non-refundable taxes. Let's suppose whenever we purchase, let's suppose when I purchase this phone, okay, I paid GST on this. Tell me yes or no. I paid GST on this, right? Will that be refundable to me? Will that be refunded to me? No, it will not be refunded. It will not be refunded, right? So that will also be capitalized along with the cost, right? But there are certain entities, when they purchase any asset for their business purposes, they get the input credit of the GST, right? So that the GST that they pay is refundable to them, right? In that case, you have to reduce the value of GST. In that case, you have to reduce the value of GST here. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone, guys? Tell me. Is that clear, everyone? Khushbu, which part? Which part you want to explain again? Tax part or discount part? Tax part, okay. Let's suppose I explain it to you. I'll give you an example. Let's suppose I purchased a mobile phone paying 10,000. Okay, paying 10,000. Okay. Now, so I'll have to pay GST also on that, right? The price that you see always is inclusive of GST. Let's suppose this is inclusive of GST. You purchase a mobile phone of 10,000 inclusive of GST. Now, if everyone asks you what is the price of a mobile phone, what is the amount that you say? GST at the rate of 18%. Let's suppose. Tell me what is the price that you say? If someone asks me what is the price that you paid for the phone, tell me 10,000. 10,000, right? Tell me, guys. Now, okay. Now, but let's suppose if any business entity, okay, purchases its mobile phone, paying 10,000, inclusive of GST at the rate of 18%. Right now, what will happen to that business entity? Okay, what will happen to the business entity is they have to what is GST component? Tell me what is GST component? The amount of GST is somewhere there is a 1,500 or 1,600. 10,000 divided by 1.18 into 0.18. 1525. 1525. Okay. Now this 1525 will be refunded. Okay, or you can say adjusted with GST liability. Adjusted with GST liability. Okay, I don't want to go into this part. Just you understand that this will be refunded. This will be refunded. Okay. Now, what is the cost? In that case, what is the cost? It will be 10,000 minus 1,525. That is how much? 10,000 minus 1,525 is 8,475. 8,475. Right now, this is the cost. See, in the case in which the taxes, goods and service tax is refunded, did we include this 1,525 in the cost? No. In this case, it is not refundable. It is not refundable. So we include this is the cost, right? Now see here. See, plus any non-refundable taxes, right? So if it is not refundable, we will include in the cost. If it is refundable, we will not include in the cost. Is it clear, everyone now? Safa, is it clear? Now, any other directly attributable cost incurred to bring the asset in the location and condition. Let me highlight this point. Let me highlight this term, location and condition intended by the management. Or I'll highlight it in different manner. Just a minute. Okay. Location and condition intended by the management. Now, what is the meaning of this one? Okay. Let's suppose I purchased a refrigerator. From the store, okay, from Samsung store. Now that refrigerator has to be brought to my home, right? That refrigerator has to be brought to my home, right? Now I will incur certain transportation costs. I will incur certain transportation costs. Tell me yes or no, right? So now, without incurring the transportation cost, can I use it? Can I use the refrigerator? No. So the cost which is incurred, the cost is incurred to bring the asset in the location intended by the management, that is transportation costs. Transportation costs. Now, refrigerator came to my home and that has to be installed. Okay, the refrigerator came in dismantled form. Okay, the refrigerator came in dismantled form. Okay, that has to be installed. Or take the example of AC, air conditioner. Take the example of air conditioner that comes in dismantled form, right? That has to be installed. That has to be installed, right? So now, this is the condition. Without installation, can you use it? No. So installation costs. Installation costs. Okay, so these are the costs which are to be capitalized, right? So this is the example that I give. This is the example. Okay, this is the example I give you, writing here example etc. This is again an example etc. There can be lot other costs as well. Okay, but this is just an example that I'm giving. Tell me guys, is it clear now? Initial measurement principle, is it clear? 10,000 divided by 1.18. Sahil, this is inclusive of GST, right? See, this price is inclusive of GST at the rate of 18%, right? So 10,000 divided by 1.18. Yes, multiplied by 18% is 1.1525. Guys, is it clear? Tell me, the initial measurement is clear to all of you? Is initial measurement clear to all of you? Now, let me take up one more situation. Let me take up one more situation. Okay, I'll write here just a minute. Now, let's discuss one more point. Assets purchased. Assets purchased on deferred credit terms. Okay, tell me how many of you have purchased the assets on EMI? Anything on EMI? Tell me how many of you have purchased any asset on EMI? Any of you? Right? Generally all of us has purchased, right? We purchase assets on EMI, right? This is the same concept. Assets okay, example EMI model. Okay, EMI model is the example. It's a perfect example for it. Now, what is the meaning? What is the implication of this? What is the implication of this? Let's suppose example is, let's suppose you purchase an asset. You purchase a laptop costing $10,000 on EAI model, on EAI, equal annual installment. This is equal monthly installment, equal annual installment model. Okay, equal annual installment. Okay, the installments are first installment, second installment, third installment. is 4,000, or you can say it right. 4,500. 4,500 is the EAI, sorry, 4,500 is the EAI, right? If you purchase the laptop now, it will cost 10,000. But since it is an equal annual installment, don't you think the company will charge an interest cost also for me? The company will charge an interest cost with me, right? Right, even if it is interest free, okay, because there are a lot of e-commerce websites now which claim that it is interest free, okay. So now, even if it is interest free, what we have to do is what is the value at which we capitalize the asset, okay. Initial measurement will be at present value of future payments. Present value of future payments. This is the value at which you recognize. Okay. Now, how will you record this? Okay. Let's suppose the discounting rate is 10%. Let's suppose discount rate is 10%, right? Then how will we account for this transaction? Let me give an example. Okay. Now, so what is the present value? Tell me. At the rate of 10%, what is the present value? Tell me what is the present value? I believe you know how to calculate the present value annuity factor. Present value annuity factor. I believe you all guys already know to calculate for 10% for 3 years. You don't know to calculate? Just give me a minute. Let me get my calculator. Just give me a minute, please. Okay. Now, all of you have your calculator with you, guys? Tell me. Do all of you have your calculator with you? Right. Now, in the calculator, right, 1.1. Now, question is how, from where you got 1.1? Okay. So, to calculate present value annuity factor, I'm not discussing about processing fees. Okay, I'm not discussing about processing fees as of now. Step, how to calculate annuity factor. Annuity factor. Okay. Step 1 is first calculate discount factor. Which is equals to 1 plus rate by 100. In our example, it is 10%. So 1 plus 10 by 100, which is equals to 1.10. Is it clear? Now, step number 2. Come to your calculator. Write 1.1 divided. So 1.1 divided. Okay. Now, step number 3. What is step number 3? Okay. Press equals to. equals to, then again press equals to, then again press equals to, and you will get a value of 0.9091, and this is annuity factor 1. Okay, then again if you press equals to, you will get 0.8264. okay, this is annuity factor number 2. okay, again if you press equals to, you will get 0.7513. okay, this is annuity factor number 3. Now see, you have to calculate for 3 years, right? Add it up. How you will add in the calculator? Just press GT. So you will get, if you press GT, you will get 2.4868. This is the annuity factor for 3 years. No, you will not get that. You will have to calculate it. In some questions, they will calculate and give you the annuity factors. In some, if they have not given, you have to calculate it off. Tell me, guys, are you able to find it out? Guys, are you able to find it out? Fair enough. Now, so what is the value here? It is 4,500 multiplied by 2.4868 is equals to 11,190, and this is the value at which you will recognize the asset. Okay, this is the initial measurement amount. Initial measurement amount. Is that clear, everyone? Tell me, guys, is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? Which part you are not clear, Safa? Tell me. Tell me, Safa. Annuity factor. Do you have a calculator with GT option, Safa? Just follow this step. Just follow this step. You will get the annuity factor. Yes, if you don't have a calculator with GT, I'll recommend you to purchase a calculator with GT. So this is the calculator that you can purchase. This is the calculator that you can purchase. Okay, it will not cost much. I believe it will cost you somewhere in the range of 200 or 300. That's all. Okay, it is Casio 12 digits. Okay, just see that does have a GT option or not. Okay, even you can do it without GT even. Okay, but that will be a lengthy process, time consuming process. So I will recommend you to purchase the calculator with the GT option. Okay, Safa, once you purchase it, do let me know. I'll help you out with that. Okay, once you calculate, do let me know. I'll help you out. Other than that, is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? Okay, fair enough. So we'll keep it till here only today. But now let me give you certain assignments. For today. First one is revise the notes. Revise the notes which I'll be sharing. Then revise from BPP workbook. Okay. Now that's the only thing that you have to do. That's all. That's all. Okay. Will you do it, guys? Will you do it? Okay, fair enough. That's all for the day, guys. Since the first day, I'm not taking up for the full 3 hours. Okay. Now that's all. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed the class. Tomorrow at 2.